So you actually have spent like time on the brush then with Sean.
Oh yeah,
Huh.
yeah. Back when he was a big Porter paint fan, and
Yeah.
all the trim was Gliptex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Straight lines. Does Sean have good brush work?
Oh my, you're trying to get me in trouble, aren't you?
I'm trying to find out all the good details.
Kennedy, 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 Kennedy.
All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the fourth episode of the Brushwork Podcast. This is a podcast created for the brush workers. Once again, the goal for this podcast is very simple. We are a good-sized painting company made up of good people. And this podcast, will showcase those good people and help us learn more about the guys and girls that we work with day in and day out. And like I said last time, also maybe this could be helpful for the newer painters in their careers, just to see what the trade is really like here at Kennedy Painting. But let's get to it. Dave, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Dave Williams.
Okay. And then what is your position here at Kennedy?
I am a craftsman and pretty much take care of all the small work that needs to be done on the job.
Yeah, actually, you hold I really don't think there's anyone else in the company that holds a position quite like yours. You primarily can do just about anything. You can go on to like a larger project, or you can go take care of a smaller project. Do you like that? Do you like kind of the area you're in?
It's fun sometimes working alone, but it wouldn't kill me to work with some people once in a while.
Yeah.
Gets a little lonely out there.
Yeah, do you work with like apprentices much or anything?
Lately, I have been more.
Okay. Do you like that, or would you rather work with more?
Yeah, it's enjoyable. They're enthusiastic and want to learn, and they know I'm an old painter, so
yeah,
they think I've got magic things to tell them.
Yeah. Let's see. So, first off, how long have you been painting?
I started getting paid for painting when I was 17 years old, so it's around 40 years.
Huh. Okay. And what would that make you now? How old are you now?
I just turned 64.
Okay, 64. How much longer do you think you'll go?
If my knees can hold out, if you're talking about my maximum retirement age or when I just get tired of it, those are two different numbers.
Yeah.
But I think I've got at least a couple years left in me.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, hopefully we can keep you around for maybe even a little bit longer than that. So, do you still enjoy the work? Does it ever just, have you ever come to a point where you're like, oh my goodness, this is monotonous, or how do you feel about it?
I think everybody has their days.
Yeah.
And sometimes, it can get frustrating and I don't want to do it anymore, but you see it through and you finish a job and then you get up in the morning and go do the next one.
Yeah. And
the good news is not every day's like that. Some days you meet some great people and have a good time and do some good work, and those are days you enjoy.
Huh. How long have you been with Kennedy Painting?
It'll be 3 years January.
Okay. But so you've actually known Sean Kennedy, the owner, for how long?
If I had to put years on it, this might take longer than we have for me to figure that out. But
give us a rough idea.
Sean says, when it was nothing but him and a brush and a truck, and he lived down in Soulard, and I met him through another friend in the painting business, and sometimes I would work with him if he needed help, and when I was doing my own thing, and it's been decades.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So did you know Sean in his 20s then?
I maybe late 20s. Yeah, I think he might have been closer to 30 when I met him.
Okay. But he was just kind of getting going.
Yeah, he was just getting his business started, and
because let's see, this will be 24 years, I believe.
24 years that he's been in business.
Yeah, 24 years.
Yeah.
So.
And I wonder if he's counting. I wonder how I'd never asked him how he counts that, because I'm pretty sure I've known him and worked with him long before 24 years.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm not sure, actually. I've never asked him that question.
Or maybe my entire timeline is off.
Huh. Maybe he counts it once he got a few employees, or I'm not sure. Did you ever know him with he always talks about the infamous is it a Buick LeSabre? Is that what he always talks about that he started?
I think when I met him, he had a truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I might be totally wrong about the Buick LeSabre. I thought that's what he always talked about. Okay. So let's kind of jump back. Let's see how did you get? You said you were 17 whenever you first time you started getting paid for painting.
Well, interestingly enough, the first time I ever really painted anything was my parents' house. And that was my stepfather's idea, God love him. And then when it came, we had a friend in the family that had a small construction business and asked me if I would work a summer with my vast experience at that time. So I worked with him for a summer between 11th grade and 12th. And when I graduated high school, I worked for just about a year at a screen printing company operating a cutting machine. And I might have still done that for the rest of my life if the cutting machine hadn't malfunctioned and almost come down on my foreman. And yeah, that
still have all your fingers and everything?
That was the last time I wanted to touch that thing. So I went and looked for another job, and the only thing I ever had done besides that was painting. So I went and got somebody to hire me and been doing it ever since.
Okay. And then are you originally from St. Louis, or where are you originally from?
Yeah, born and raised here.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
As you can tell by barn and raised here.
Ever moved away or any time for any amount of time?
No,
or always
the
here?
only times I've spent outside of St. Louis have been on vacation.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay. Are you are you a far traveler for vacation? What do you typically do for vacation?
No. It's pretty much the Midwest, straight up and down from Oklahoma, Arkansas, Illinois, of course, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Ontario.
Okay.
For some reason, I only go north and south.
Oh, okay. You do fishing or something, or what do you do?
I have, yeah. That was of course, the Ontario trip was a fishing trip.
Okay, that's what I was.
Yeah.
So I was kind of wondering, Okay, well, perfect. So you worked for a company then, kind of right when you first got into painting. When did you go into kind of business for yourself?
I worked for a couple of small companies, and then I got hired on as a maintenance painter at Christian hospitals. And I worked there for 10 years. The last 3 of it, I was a supervisor of the department. That came around the late 80s, and the big talk around the world was how much healthcare costs were.
Yeah.
Hospitals started cutting back on things, and the paint department was one of them, so that was a layoff. And from there, I went back to working for contractors, and pretty much I did that for a while, and then decided that the contractor I was working for decided that we would all be 1099 employees instead of getting paychecks. Worked for him for a while, figured, well, if I'm 1099, I'm self-employed, so I started going out and getting my own work. And an interior designer that he worked with a lot, liked my work, so I did a lot of work with her. And it did pretty good for a while, and never got really big, kind of kept it by myself and maybe a helper once in a while.
Yeah.
And when, so 2008, when I guess the real estate bubble burst, the phone quit ringing.
Yeah.
So I started looking for a regular paying job again, and here I am.
Okay. So can you remember the first time that you met Sean?
Yeah.
What was he like then? Was the hair a little longer?
Well, we all looked different then.
Yeah.
We looked different then than we do now, that's for sure.
I hope so.
No, I don't remember Sean really being that much different than he is now. He's always been the guy he is, pretty much.
Pretty calm, pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and when I think about when I met him, a friend named Matt introduced us, and Matt, Sean, and I were all basically attempting to become rich as painters.
Yeah.
And Matt went on to do something else. I went on to work for somebody, and Sean's the only one that pulled it off. So.
Yeah, he definitely has quite the operation here.
Yeah.
So you actually have spent time on the brush then with Sean.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Back when he was a big Porter paint fan, and all the trim was Gliptex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Straight lines. Does Sean have good brushwork?
Oh, mate, you're trying to get me in trouble, aren't you?
I'm trying to find out all the good details.
You know, honestly, when I worked with Sean, I was doing the work. I mean, Sean did work. I remember him working together on a lot of jobs, but, you know, he was trying to get a business started.
Yeah.
And so, you know, sometimes he would get me started on the job, and then he'd have to go do other things. I don't know. Maybe he went home and had a Danish. I don't know. But I thought he was out there trying to make the business grow. And from what I can see, he worked hard at it and accomplished it.
Yeah, seems like you did a pretty good job. Here we sit today. Okay, well, perfect. I was always curious about, you know, I've only known Sean for the 4 years.
He's our
4.5 that I've
boss,
worked
and
here.
he's an amazing painter. That's all you need to know. He's our boss, and he's an amazing painter. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, I'll make sure I play that one a couple times. No, he really is a great person to work for. Okay, let's see. Let's get into so you have listened to a couple of the podcasts. Okay, so you know the random questions segment. You like that segment? Should we get rid of it? Should we keep it? What are your thoughts there?
I think it's all right. It's, you know.
Yeah.
It's a way of learning a little more about somebody than you might otherwise.
Yeah.
So
just to keep it light, you know. Okay, so you have to pick 5, and you have from in between 1 and 166, if I can remember right. What would be the first number?
135.
135. Okay. Do you prefer a pop quiz or end of year exam? So you prefer like smaller tests or like a full? That's a dumb one. We gotta pick. Let's pick the one right underneath of it. What career do you want?
Oh, it's too late. This is the career. When I was a child, it went from I wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
To I wanted to be a pro hockey player. To I wanted to be a rock star. I ended up a house painter. So.
Okay. Well, you never know. You never know where it's gonna lead. All right. That question just really that just let us down. Let's hear the next one.
72.
72. Oh, this is interesting.
Uh-oh.
What person from history would you add to Mount Rushmore?
Well, the first word that popped into my head, and this is obviously going to be a generational thing because I was alive, a child when it happened.
Will I know this person?
John F. Kennedy.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, he's one of his commercials for that's the intro to the podcast or whatever. The Kennedy.
Yeah.
I had
and you know, I just realized I was thinking of John F. Kennedy because I was a child when he was assassinated. It left a big impression on me. But now it sounds like I'm, you know, kissing up to the Kennedy name.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Boy, I sure hope Sean listens to this one. See a raise, I sniff a raise coming. All right, that's 2. What would be the third one?
53.
53. Okay, what is the most interesting book genre? Do you read books? Are you a book reader?
The most book genre?
Yeah. Do you have like a series of books that you like?
I guess maybe I would have to say, as far as a genre goes, if it's even a genre, would be informative books. Books that teach me about how to do something, about the origin of things.
Okay.
About, you know, I think more than fiction, more than you know. I'm not that big of a sci-fi person, you know, so I think if there's informative books.
Okay. Are you a reader? Do you like reading or do you despise it?
You know, it's been supplanted by the internet, so I read a lot.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't quite say that I'm reading what I would say a book. I'm reading snippets of information now.
Okay, yeah.
You know, So yeah, it's not the same. You know, it has been. I have to admit, it's been a while since I've sat down and read a book.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Do you have Audible? Do you use Audible?
No, okay. No, I don't. Yeah, I told you, I'm. You know,
didn't know if you're a fan of like listening to
podcasts.
Books.
I don't. You know, I don't. And all of this stuff is, you know, it's what you youngins do.
Yeah. Hey, it's good stuff. Everything is right there, right at the fingertips, right?
Right.
All right, that was 3. What's number 4?
48.
48. It's pretty close here. Oh, this is all about books.
Oh,
this whole
man.
section. We might do. Who is your favorite author? Do you have a favorite author?
Holy cow. No. I do
Simple answer.
not.
Right
I
to
do
the
not
point.
have a favorite author.
Okay, we'll skip that one. I mean, we're not doing so hot on the questions here. What's
I'm
number
sorry.
5?
Number 5.
Okay. Number 5 is number 5. Who was your childhood famous crush?
Wow.
What lady of the land was
The
most
lady.
fair
Okay.
during
Well,
your day?
are we talking about like someone that I actually interacted with, or
No, famous, like on
famous
TV.
crush? Okay.
Yeah.
Ellie Mae.
Oh, from the
I wanted to see if I could stump you with that one. Yeah, from the Clampetts.
yeah,
the
the
Beverly
Beverly Hillbillies.
There
Yeah,
you go.
okay.
Yeah. That's going back though. I mean,
Yeah.
that goes back for even me. I was still
Yeah.
pretty young when Ellie Mae was running around.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, perfect. Yeah, I knew that one. That one didn't go totally over me. Okay, well, perfect. Any hobbies or interests that you have? What do you like to get into?
I guess the two biggest things are probably I'm an avid hockey fan, and I've got 5 guitars at home, and my collection of guitars does not keep up with my inability to play them. But I have a collection of they're older guitars. I like older ones, acoustic guitars. I can play a bit, but I kind of got away with keeping up with it.
Yeah.
So, but I guess those are the two off the top of my head.
Huh. Okay. So let's see. I know nothing about music or guitars, so I won't really have any good questions to ask there. I know somewhat, maybe slightly, a little bit amount.
I think
about-
Sean plays.
He's mentioned that before.
Yeah.
It's when it comes to hockey though.
There
Would you
go.
rather go watch a hockey game or would you rather watch it on TV? Which do you prefer to kind of
Well,
do?
it's always better to go watch it.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is amazing. But most of the time I watch it on TV
Yeah.
just because, I have a hard time plopping down the
Yeah.
amount of money that it's going to take to go to a game. But
I've never actually been to a hockey game.
No,
Is
no,
it
you'd
pretty
like it.
expensive?
yeah, they're expensive. Maybe we gotta figure out, how to get a hold of some free tickets if Sean
Yeah.
ever gets any, right?
They were joking about that the other day. Maybe doing like like we get a booth or something.
Yeah,
Like
that'd
while
be
we're at the
awesome.
game, we have to like paint the booth or something.
Well, you lost me with that.
Yeah, trade off. Okay. Well, I'll have to try to go to a game.
I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah. How long have you been into hockey?
I think I can still remember when I was 10 years old and my buddies came and knocked on the door with hockey sticks and stuff and said, hey, we're going to go play hockey. And I'd never heard of it, didn't know what it was.
Huh.
And we all hiked up to my friend's house and they dug up a hockey stick for me and that was it.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you playing with rollerblades or were you playing?
We were
was it
playing
actually
street
cold outside?
hockey at the time, and then we graduated to rollerblades. I remember when rollerblades came out. I can't play hockey. They call them quad skates,
Yeah.
the old-fashioned roller skates.
Yeah.
For some reason, I can skate well enough to play hockey on ice and rollerblades, but quads, I can't do it.
Huh.
So, yeah, we all ruined a bunch of rollerblades playing on the street.
Yeah.
Ruined a bunch of hockey sticks playing on the street.
Huh.
And then when I got a little bit older, I was able to actually get on a hockey team, an ice hockey team.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I hurt my back when I was 40, and that career was over.
Oh, so you've been
I
playing
played-
a long
yeah,
time.
But for beer leagues,
Yeah.
I call them beer leagues, rink leagues.
Yeah.
Never. I wasn't a junior blue.
How often do you still get on the ice?
I haven't been on the ice since I hurt my back.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so it's been 24 years since I skated.
do you
yeah.
miss the ice?
I do miss it.
Yeah.
I don't think I would take the falls as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't do it anymore.
We could practice right now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I would love to. I would love to keep going, but this thing has to pay for itself. I'm sure you've listened far enough in the other podcasts. At least you've had a little bit of warning.
Yeah, that's true. But still,
Nick and Lauren, they didn't have any type of warning. Just put them right on the spot.
Yeah, but Nick set the bar. That's just
It was pretty.
Nothing I do is going to come close to that. I'll be lucky if I come close to as good as Lauren did.
So you know the deal. It's you're gonna get 30 seconds to prepare, unless you don't need that 30 seconds to prepare, unless you're just ready to go.
We'll take the 30 seconds.
Okay, so I'm gonna start your 30 seconds to prepare. That is gonna begin right now.
That wasn't very long.
No, you can prepare right now.
I can. Oh, okay, good.
This is your
I
time
thought the 30 seconds was over.
No, this is your time to prepare. All right. Unfortunately, that's all the time I'm
So
gonna.
were you playing bump music during that 30 seconds, or was it actually dead air?
It's dead air. I added in later. Yeah, I add the music in
good.
later. That way it really sounds like it's really going.
Awesome.
Okay, well I'm gonna start it here. When I say start, you go until you hear the timer. The floor is yours. Okay? So here we go. Go.
So if you've been in business for 24 years, you must be doing something right. If you become the largest non-union painting contractor in the city of St. Louis, you know you must be doing something right. That's why you call Kennedy Painting for all your painting and wall covering needs.
Perfect. No, that's perfect. We'll take that. We'll take that. You left about 10 seconds on the board, and you know that airtime is expensive.
You could put a phone number in that 10 seconds or something. I don't know. Work your magic.
Yeah, we'll edit in a phone number. Yeah. Okay. Well, perfect. That sounds good. I think now that everybody knows that trick, it's become a little bit easier to prep for it.
Yeah,
I would say yours was by far the most.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie and say I made that up on the.
I would say yours is by far the most put together. I liked it though. It was good stuff. Hopefully, maybe we might even be able to use these or something eventually.
That would
sometime.
be fun.
Yeah. When the next question is, what brand of brush do you use? But before I ask that one, when you were 17 starting out, did you have to go cut the bristles off the horse yourself and make the brush? Or
No, I had to chase the horse down, and we have to use the hairs off the belly, so it's pretty tough to.
It's the good stuff. That's
pretty tough to get them.
That's where the best hairs come from, is on the belly. What were the brushes like though when you were 17 starting out?
Well, interestingly, the first brush I remember picking out as one that I was going to use, and it was one that back in the day everyone used, was the Purdy Nilo Peacock.
That's been around that long?
It's been around that long, yeah. It's hard to believe that and me.
Yeah.
But it was the brush we used, and among the people that I worked with, we were barely a professional painter if you didn't use that brush. I mean,
really?
Everybody had them.
Huh.
And when they came back recently, I've got two of them, and I've been using them, and it's funny how they talk about muscle memory, but cutting in with that brush is just like it's always been.
Brings back the good old days.
I think I do a better job cutting in with it than I did with the other ones that I used. I liked the Chinex for a while.
Huh. Yeah.
But the Purdy Nilo Peacock has been the one I've been using. I've been happy with it.
Huh. So then to kind of answer that last question, then would that be your brush of choice?
It is right now. Yes.
Huh. Okay. Well, perfect. What was the process? Has the process of cleaning brushes changed at all, or has it always been the same, just a wire brush?
Yeah, it's always been for me. Wire brush the stuff off the heel of it, and run it under some lukewarm water, and keep doing it till the water comes out clear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only difference I know, and it's not so much about cleaning brushes, but it's about cleaning paint off of my hands.
Yeah.
It doesn't come off as easy as it used to. I don't know what it is about paint now. But
really?
It seems much harder to get off of my hands now.
Really?
Yeah, to me
I would have thought it would be the
Maybe
opposite,
it's
like
my
the
old
oil or something.
Maybe it's my old skin, you know.
Old
I don't
skin's
know.
just paint sticks to
Sucking
that leather
it
so
up.
well. That's interesting. I would have figured so when starting out, it probably was like all oil paint, wasn't it?
There was no, I was was around when there was latex paint. Oil paint went on trim. Oil paint was always exterior primer, oil primer. Prepping for wallpaper, we'd always prime the walls with oil
Yeah.
back in the day, and so
When-
yeah, there was a lot of oil paint. There was a lot of when I worked at the hospital, you know, there was a lot of industrial applications, you know, with oils and epoxies and things, and but walls were almost always, walls and ceilings were always latex, and the finish paint on the outside of houses was latex. So there was still a lot of oil primer around.
Huh. Okay, I must be wrong, or I always
Well,
thought
you think
that,
I'm older than I am.
Yeah, no, I always thought that like latex paint became more relevant in the, and just tell me if I'm like just way off, but like the late '80s has it been?
No, it's been around from before. It's been
Oh,
around
okay.
before that. And what we're calling latex paint,
Yeah.
has changed a lot over the years.
Yeah.
Back then, you know, we called it latex paint, and I pretty much think that's chemically what it was. We didn't call it acrylic paint back in the day. It was latex paint. And now it's acrylic paint. Now it's acrylic and alkyd emulsions, and you know, it has changed a lot.
Did you ever work with the paint that had lead in it?
I'm sure I did.
Yeah. What was that in like the '60s that was changed?
Well,
from
they
lead?
outlawed lead in '78. I believe it
78.
was
Oh,
outlawed.
okay.
Yeah. But then again, lead wasn't in latex paint. It was always in all the oils, and I'm sure some of the industrial paints I used, I'm sure they had it in it. I'm sure I scraped and inhaled a lot of it.
Huh. I'm getting into areas I just don't know very much about, and I think it's showing. Okay, well, I tell you what, we're kind of wrapping up towards the end here. Something that excited face. Something I always like to ask though is, so you said you weren't a podcast listener,
No.
right?
No.
Have you ever listened to any other podcast?
Yeah, I've heard a few. You know, I would say that
If you had to recommend one.
the thing about getting this age in my life is that sometimes my brain just decides to take a nap in the middle of something. So when somebody asks me a question, I've got it on the tip of my tongue, but it won't come out. Mark Maron.
I don't know if I've ever heard of him. What does he
Mark
do?
Maron. He's a comedian, and he's been doing a podcast for a while.
Okay.
He's funny, but in a kind of smart way, you know. So I enjoy listening to Mark Maron.
Okay, well, I'll have to give it a listen. That's pretty much everything that I had prepared for us today. While you have the limelight, any of your fans out there you'd like to give a shout out to?
I don't think I have any.
You have one.
I have one, right?
Um,
Okay, Colton.
At least
Here's
one.
a shout out to Colton.
There we go. All right. Well, hey, Dave. Thank you. Thank you very much for sitting down and joining us. It's good to. I don't know if I've ever really sat down and talked to you personally, just one on one. Matter of fact, I don't know. Did I ever work with you in the field at all?
I've done a lot of your jobs, but I don't think you've ever had to come out to one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like whenever I was painting, I don't think I ever worked.
You were in the shop spraying when I first started here.
lot.
So
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, perfect. Hey, it's been great to sit down. I actually didn't know you were that much of a hockey. What would you say? Fan? Hockey fan?
There you go, hockey fan.
Yeah. Okay. Well, perfect. Yeah. Thank you again for sitting down with us.
And thank you, Colton.
Yeah. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is the last of the series. Hopefully next year, what we're going to do is probably one podcast a month, and we'll probably make it about some different things. I think there's still going to be some just like this, but the goal is to do this Brushwork podcast at least one per month next year. And if you guys have any interest, if you say, hey, I think it'd be really cool if we did a podcast segment on this, please feel free to let me know. There's not really much of a goal for this podcast other than to, like I said, help you learn about the people that you're working with, and also, just for entertainment. I think this is a great company, and the people here, they, super interesting. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, thanks.